Very good morning, guys. Good morning. Let's continue with the next part. First day, multiple things we have discussed about Git, right? Uh, I'll try to cover a lot of base concepts about this particular tool, right? So uh, again, there will be some more basic concepts we need to know about Git. So rather than further discuss right here and there, let's directly jump to our screen, the terminal of the Git, and let's see some more things. But very quick plan for today is we are going to discuss our branch, something about merge and GitHub, and then we'll use some kind of a Git desktop tool, right? Very interesting tool we will discuss, right? So there will be some few quick plans, right? But these topics again cover multiple things, right? Then I will see how centralized version control system work, how you connect local Git to the GitHub to sync the thing. So there will be a lot of multiple small topic would be covered today, right? But very important class. It will set the base, okay, for future advanced topics also, right? So if you want to do more in Git merge strategy, or if you want to solve some conflict issues in merging on rebashing, right, or rebashing, I can say. So today would be a core foundation for next class topics also, right? But again, today's class is pure practical, pure hands-on, right? More than what we did yesterday, and plus cover a lot of concepts, right? The interesting concept would be branching, and I'm not taking the branching topic just to show you the commands and things work. I'll trying to show you the concept why we need branching and how the timeline work, how the merge happen, right? So we'll try to go in depth to understand this concept, right? So first topic for today would be branching. Before this, let me very quickly revise what we have done yesterday, very quickly in 2 minutes, and then we move to the next topic, right? So let me share my screen. 1 minute, please. Let me share my screen, and then we will move to the topic called branching. 1 minute, please. 1 minute. So let's continue with very quickly with Git Bash, right? So guys, I'm directly starting our practicals, right? I don't want to invest or unwanted invest the time here and then, right? So the plan would be something like this. So yeah, let's continue very quickly. Let me revise. Yesterday, guys, we have created some Git training folder. I'm keeping every projects over here very quickly. Let me, what I say, initialize one new project. Let me give the project name for project number uh, 3. All right. So new project initialized. And what they do, they also create one new folder. That folder also work as workspace. But in the Git world, in the Git perspective, this folder, right? This is the folder where we are going to keep our entire code, entire document, entire data. The same folder we have a Git available. So if you run the Git status command, and if you see some kind of message, something like this, it means Git is there to track something, means we have the staging area. It means Git is there to commit, to give you a commit area. The Git powerful feature that we're gonna see in some time, right? So in that context, this folder is also known as repository. So that is called Git repository. So mostly this is a very common and frequent term we always use. So I can say if you use the init command, okay, it will create a Git repository for you. Okay. Or maybe I can use in this way. If you have a working area, staging area, commit area, and if you have all the area available, that is obviously created by Git init command, then we can say we have created the Git repository, or we have the Git repository, right? So that's what the term normally we use, right? And now in this Git repository, I don't have any file. Let me create one file, like a.txt, putting some data. Okay, Git will do tracking on this. Means they're not tracking. They say there's one file available in our repository, but it is not yet tracked, right? So if you want to track this file, add this file. I will start tracking. And if you think it's time to back up this file or get a snapshot of this file, so in the future you can roll back. I show you how we do this, right? And if some of the file in the working area remove, we can also revert, restore, how we will see in today's class somewhere. So for this, minimum requirement is you have to commit this file with some comment. Let's say first comment, and we can put dot commit all the file. Let me do one more thing very quickly, one more time. Let me add some more data in this BBB, and same thing, git add dot and commit with some other comments one more time. And let me do one more time. This is what, guys, we have done yesterday, right? I'm just quickly doing and the revision over here. So 3 commit we have done, and git logs, you see there's a 3 comments. So this is commit ID1, commit ID2, and you can say this entire box where the commit is called commit object, right? So there's some error in our storage in the hard disk. Where it is, I will show you in very detail in upcoming discussion, right? But it is there somewhere in the storage, and that area is called git object. So at this point in time, when I commit this thing, whatever data we have in the staging area, right? You guys know how to check the staging area. All the data in the staging area, maybe one single file or 10 files, right? So it is not like this per file we can commit. We commit normally entire staging area. So all the data, all the files, right? Sorry, whatever we have in the staging area, everything will commit it in one single box or one single commit ID or commit objects. Okay, that's how it works. Now we can do git logs, one line. Okay, so these are the different commits we have. Okay, at every point in time we have a very different data in every commit. So one very cool, simple, a very cool command I would like to tell you here is, if you want to see what data you have at this point in time, what data you have at this point in time. So yesterday I show you one way. We can go to this version or this commit ID and pull the data, okay, and store in our working space, okay, to see what data we have. I show you the I believe the revert command, okay, and through this at any point in time we can go and we can kind of roll back. I show you backward, forward, and I show you we can go to any point in time, get the data and pull, or I can say capture in our working space. Okay, but this not always we want, right? I don't want to get the data and update my working area. Maybe in my working area my developer is working in this file, and if you get some data at some version and update your working area, so what are other team member might be working, the data updated, right? So my simple point here is, my requirement is, without getting the data from the commit area, pull into and update into the working area. Okay, how can I see what data we have at this point in time? So I think I'm clear. Okay, very quickly, if I draw here 3 different areas we have wherever we work online continuously, that's called work in progress. Okay, it's called working area. So mostly we as a developers, or we who manage our document, we are sitting in this area and keep on working on the document. So this is called work in progress area. Okay, then we have a staging area. You guys know we discussed already very in detail yesterday. And then we have the commit area. Right now, we have three versions, V1, V2, and V3. Three versions we have. These are the three versions we have here. There's also commits. Okay. And what I want, if you have a requirement, whatever data we have in the V1 version, backup or commit, I will, if you want to pull this data in the working area. Okay. So that's what I show you yesterday as one demo. Otherwise, this kind of concept we're gonna see multiple time. When I explain you, there's a three different kind of reset, hard, soft, and mixed. So they have a different strategy and use cases. You want to get the data in working area or staging area, or I'm completely all right. So those strategy we're gonna discuss maybe today or upcoming classes in the concept called reset. Okay, but right now my requirement is very simple. I don't want to get this data and update my working area. Okay, the way I show you, we go back, roll back, and again forward. This called reverse and backward or forward maybe. So how can my requirement is very simple, right? I just want to directly check what data we have at this point in time, what data we had or we have at this point in time, right? So this is a very simple requirement, right? But interesting thing is, without getting our data in the working area, that's the one single note here. So in the Git, we have a command called git cat file. So this is one option in the Git, I believe, get file only. Yeah, it is there. Okay, and in this option, they say, do you want, there's a multiple options they support. One cat file is one option. They have remaining further sub options they have, right? And here there's option called P-P, and they say, can you tell me your object's content, right? Means it will tell you object content. Object means your commit object content. You just tell the commit ID. So technically the final command is, so if you know your commit ID that so you can run the cat file -p, and if you give your commit ID name, for example, I want to see at this point in time. So they will tell you at this point in time, this is the data you had, right? Or if I just pass this, at this point in time you had this data. Okay, or at this point in time you had this data. And even though, guys, understand one thing, at this point in time they're only showing you one data, because I told you yesterday your commit is only maintaining the delta part. Okay, they don't have an entire backup copy. Some guys have some confusion. They think every time you commit they will do the entire backup, right? They're not doing entire backup, they're doing point in time backup, means the only delta part. Okay, so at this point in time, right, whatever data we have extra added, okay, this is called delta part, they are showing you here. Even though the way I explained you yesterday here, so they maintain everything in a tree. So they have some parent, there's some tree, so they are maintaining all those things. So we have some more detailed discussion on tree and all the things we will see. So I just wanted to quickly revise that's what my main motto is, and just wanted to give one command to you, cat file. So any point in time, if you want to see what data you have at that commit ID, and some more details you want to see of this commit ID, there might be some more command we'll see, but cat file is a way to can see the data on that commit area. That is a one simple command, something useful, sometimes useful, I just want to tell you. So let's guys continue with the main topic for today. Okay, and I would like to start the first topic that's called branching, right? So let me explain this concept branch and branching, because this is very, very important concept. Because in the version control system, not I can say version control, in software source code management world, right? Branching is very critical, right? Is very much useful, and lot of things you can solve or you can manage very quickly if you have the branch. And if you don't have the branch, it's very harder to manage the source code, right? What I mean by this, let me explain you step by step. Okay, and I'm explaining you branching in such a way that you guys are very new in this topic, right? So slowly I'm explaining to you, but it's very important to know every concept that I'm explaining right now. So idea is something like this. Let's say we have a developer, okay, and the motto of this developer is to create a web app. It is like a website. That's the motto. They're using some language like Ruby or PHP, or maybe any kind of Flask, and some multiple things is there. Node maybe. They use some language to create the code. And for this, what they do, the good practice is, because we need versions to be controlled, roll back, and something like this, you guys know. So what they have done, they have created one repository. Maybe they're using Git as a tool, so they create a Git repository. Okay, what is repository? You guys know it is like a folder having multiple staging area. That is called that is one repository these guys created. Now, how they started, maybe let's say they in this repository they create one file, right? Let me give a file name. File name maybe home page, for example. They create one file, and this file they write some data, some code, okay, and they feel now this is the time I would like to do a backup, technically create a commits. All right, so let's do one commit here, and this is the first time they are creating the commit. And let's say the commit, we create one version or commit ID called v1. Okay, and because when you commit the time also stored. So let's say they commit at the 27th. Let's say today, February, they commit. Okay, then what happened? They keep on working in the repository, in technically in the working area. They keep on updating this home page. They add, for example, initially they had 1, 2, 3, and 4. They might add 2 more lines, 5 and 6, in the same file. And now they feel again there's a time to again commit, because as a developer, I added some code that's very important, critical code. I've tested this code working fine. So it's right time to have one more time backup. So they create one more backup. This called commit, this called v2. And let's say next day is this next day they're doing, so 28th Feb, they're doing one more backup. Okay, or the commit. So it is something like this. If you try to understand, you guys know this concept I explained you yesterday, but my main intention here to explain some more other things. Okay, that is called branching. Okay, and same thing, guys, they will go forward, right, and add one more version. Let's say on 29th Feb, mostly not there. So let's say first of March. So it is again, it is look something like a timeline. So you can think this concept, you can visualize this concept as a timeline is going on, right? So this is entire timeline of your repositories in the context of commits. Okay, let me do one more time. V4 on 2nd of March, we created one more version. So timeline is going on, right? Now point here is, okay, at this point on 2nd March, these guys decided now my completion of my web page or web app is completed. So it's time to provide this website publicly, or that is called host this website publicly. So my clients can connect, right? So typically what happened, they normally handed over this code, okay, to our IT teams, or sorry, the guys who manage the our websites. Okay, so we have one server in a company, maybe running on the cloud, that is mostly known as web server or app server, right? So running somewhere on the cloud, and this server where entire internet or my client is connected with, so my clients can connect to this web server to see our website. But right now we don't have the website. So what can we do? We have a IT team, all right, they are managing this server, or web team, they are managing this server. So what we will do, will tell this developer say, right, this developer over say that my code is done, but my latest and updated code with all the feature that I want to add in this website is there in my commit area, okay, on the v4 version. Other versions also have, but they have a little bit older code. The latest updated code is there in v4. Okay, so I'm giving this code to you, whatever available in the v4. You can go and take this code. How I transfer, that was one small thing I will show you in some time. So they will transfer this code to this system. This is a different system having a different IP address. Let's say IP address maybe 100. Okay, so the transfer this entire code to IP 100, and what this IT team will have, they will have a updated code of what we had, or what this guy has at the time of v4 version, or on the second March. Okay, they put this code on the server, and they're putting this code on the server is normally also known as deployed or deployment, or they deploy this code so that my client that is connected over the internet via some internet or networking, they can come to server and see our latest updated web app and the website. Okay, and mostly this server where the internet is connected or my client is connected. So this setup or this environment is also known as production environment, right? So so technically our latest updated code we share to the production environment. Okay, so that is the one thing. Now so this maybe not new thing for you. Okay, you guys might know this very simple typical process. Okay, but here the important thing is, if you talk about any web app, it is like a project. Okay, and typically if you talk about project perspective, projects normally in the real world is like a never ending project, right? They keep on running, we keep on working on the project. Means, okay, right now I've created a website with this look and feel, where I added some menu, some items, some chat screen, some kind of catalog I added for my products. So this is what initially we have created, and we put the update things in the v4 version, and then we feel now this initial web app is ready for the real world. So we release this guys concept called release. We release this code, okay, what is there in the v4 version to the production environment, okay, or to the production servers. Okay, but is very common thing, is a common thing in this complete website. Maybe my company come with one more new product, okay, new idea. So what they have to do, maybe in this project we might add one more tab here, okay, with a new product or new idea. What company come up with, right? Maybe they come up with the idea that's called, I want to do some kind of voice support, okay, and a new sorry, feature in our app, right? Depend upon what kind of app you have. So they say I want to do some AI voice enabled support, or maybe I want to go for kind of metaverse, or maybe some other facilities, right? Okay, so their team decided that let's come up with a new feature, okay, in our website. but it doesn't mean if they're coming with a new feature, so they have to hold the entire website. And for example, maybe this feature might take 2 weeks to complete. It doesn't mean till the time this feature doesn't create, we have to stop our web server and stop asking our client to connect. So they still are seeing our this older website, or what are features we are providing to the older website. At least they are enjoying that feature and they're accessing this feature, purchasing from our site and something like this. Okay, but in the background, it is not known obviously in the public, but in the background, these developers, by understanding this feature, they start working on the new feature. Now, how they can do? Pretty simple. One way would be, again, they will go and sit in the working area, and they do some changes. Let's say on 3rd of March, they started. 3rd of March they started. Let's say the 2nd March data we already released, and on 3rd of March they started, and they're starting to write new code. Maybe they add new file, let's say AI dot some web file they create like PHP, or maybe they're updating in the home page also. So they start working on these pages and they start writing the code on 3rd March, and maybe they feel some of the important part of this feature of AI enabled, voice enabled has been done. So they also try to commit. And obviously when they commit, one more version being created, let's say V5 on 3rd of March has been created. Now, interesting point, guys, I want to highlight here 2 or 3 very important points. First of all, on 3rd March, all the features they added is not completely done. They are still in progress. But they find some of the important component of the code is done. So let's commit it as a normal backup that you guys understand, right? So, but they committed this file, one version created, but in this version, the entire feature I wanted for AI is not completely done. It means if somebody use the code till version 5, the code will break because the code is not completely done. They will break, it won't work the way it should work. Okay, so it means there is no meaning to release this code to the production system, right? Because the code is not yet completed, so there's no meaning to release this code to the production system. The developer need 2 more weeks to complete it. Okay, but they have to keep on committing the thing, right? But now here the big caveat is, or big challenge here is, right, because they committed. Okay, so question is, does commit is compulsory? Obviously is compulsory. I want to have a snapshot of it. So commit is compulsory. Okay, but the challenge here is, if commit is compulsory, then, but the second thing is, do you want to release this code to the production world? No, we don't want to release this code to the production world because it is not ready. It will break the system and obviously to get a bad impact in the public world as a reputation about your company, because thing is not working because we haven't created yet completely. Okay, so point is here is, very simple thing is, if the code is not completed, don't release it, because it's up to you, right? Up to you. Okay, do you want to release the code or not? So if you think your code is not released, don't upload the code here, because it's up to you. Do you want to upload the code or release the code to the server or not? Don't release. Very straightforward. Ask the developer, they keep on working in this code and work on the second day of 4th March, for example, add more code, again do a commit, let's say one more commit created, V6. Okay, like after V4, V5, and V6 on 4th of March. Again, the code is not completed, don't release, it's up to you. But it won't work in this way. Okay, normally nowadays in the real world, we are into the DevOps practices we are doing, is a big world altogether. And in DevOps, one of the facility of the DevOps is, one of the facility I'm talking about is automation. Okay, means I want to do something always automate in the automated way. means this is a very common practice. They're not compulsory practice, but it's very common practice. What happen normally, any time whenever a developer commits something, this is called V5. Feel that some important portion of the code has been completed. So it means it time to release the code to the production environment. Okay, so rather than we invest our time as an IT team or developers or other teams, all right, so if rather than we invest our time, so what we do, we use some kind of automation tool. One of the great example of automation tool is Jenkins. Okay, so there's a concept in the tool called Jenkins called triggers. Okay, in the Git we have a concept called webhooks. So what is webhooks, we'll discuss in upcoming discussion, right? What happened, as soon something changed, automatically understood some new version created, or new commit created. Automatic Jenkins, there's some concept of Jenkins called job. Automate the job trigger run, and they get the data, get the data and send it to the server and host the latest updated data. Okay, tons more thing is going happen behind the scenes. So anyone who is there with me in my entire DevOps specialized track, so this is one of the very simple use case. Otherwise I'll show you how to integrate with Jenkins, with Docker, Kubernetes, and multiple deployments version we create. We'll see here. Obviously in the Git we can't see about Jenkins, but I'm giving this information to you to explain you one powerful concept here. The main thing that I would like to emphasize here is mostly 99.99% everywhere we have the automation. We are using tools, something like Jenkins or Circle CI, TeamCity, multiple tools we have in the market. Okay, and mostly this is the very common things we do, okay, to automate the things, because I want things to be faster. Because if my IT team manually see the V5 version come up and they get the data and update the server, it will take a lot of time, because that is the manual process, and manual things always waste are very crucial time to release the code to the real world, right? So again, in the DevOps track, when I talk about the purely DevOps discussion, guys, we'll talk about this concept in very detail. But the main point here is just keep in mind right now, keep in mind that we have an automation tool implemented. It means it is now very dangerous. Okay, again, does is require compulsory to have automation tool? No, but it's great practice nowadays in everywhere. So think it is there. It means now it's very dangerous. As soon as new version, as soon as the new version committed, okay, just keep in mind, as soon as they committed, it gonna release in the real world. Okay, so it means there's two things. It means you have to wait. It means developer has to wait before they commit something. And what they have to wait, they have to wait for entire code to be completed. But I don't want this also. I want to have multiple commits continuously, right? Because my use of the commits, I can roll back any point in time, and much more things we can achieve. All right. So I want my commit to be done continuously again and again, but at the same time, committing something right now, if the feature is not committed, right, is very dangerous, because my automation tool is keep on checking, and as soon as some new version come up, the trigger means they get the data and upload in the server. So I believe that you understand the concept. We need automation tool. We need, as soon as the version committed, they will automatically send to my real person system, right? Or maybe other kind of environment, maybe depend how you set up. Okay. Plus at the same time, my developers keep on committing, even though my entire feature is not created. So I want all the facilities without any challenge here. The challenge here is my uncompleted code is being released by my automation tool in the real world. I want to safeguard this. Okay. So to understand, if you understand this scenario or if you understand this challenge, so this is the time to start a concept called branch. So this is the one good scenario why, one of the good scenario why we need branching, okay, to solve this challenge. Okay, so now I would like to introduce branching or branch topic to solve this particular scenario. Okay, so let me start in this way. We have started with V1, then we started with V2, then we started with V3, then we started with V4. I'm talking about multiple versions they are creating. This is a one timeline. Let me give the timeline at T1 and name timeline. And at this point in time, we feel as a developer that sorry, let me give two names here that makes more sense. So we have a team, all right. In the team, let's say there are two main persons we have. One is manager, and let's say one is our developer, right? The two different persons we have. And let's say manager name is Tom, and let me give a developer name Vimal. Okay, so Vimal is keep on creating this code and keep on doing commits. Okay, at this point in time, we will feel now the feature what we're looking for has been done. Okay, so this time they contact to manager. Even though guys, there's a lot of things happening behind the scene. We have a testing, code quality checks, QA team, tons more thing is happening. So it's those discussions guys we're going to do in pure DevOps classes, right? I'm not going for that discussion right now. We don't require right now. That's what I'm talking about, right? Okay, so now the duty of the manager is they might contact to IT team and say this is the Git repository we have. Git repository we have hosted somewhere, running somewhere. You can get this code, this pull this code. So IT team in the person system, they will go and pull this code. But typically guys, okay, you can think in this way, this entire setup is running in my laptop, my developer laptop. Or let's say they're running in one of the computer and name IP, let's say is 2, and my the system is running on the hyper 100. So what happened? Managers say this is the computer IP2, and in this IP2 we have a repository, let's say web app repository we have. Okay, they might be much more repository, but this is one of the repository we have. So do one thing, come to this system, okay, and get this repository. This is called guys pull this repository, sometimes also known as clone. We have a discussion on this in some time today only. Okay, we talk about pull and clone and other things also. Okay, so whenever IT team pull this repository, so this entire code or the repository being copied, or I can say in the simple term, whenever you pull, by default nature is they will pull the latest version. So whatever data we had or we have in my latest version, they pull. Either they pull manually or they use some kind of automation tool like Jenkins. Okay, so mostly Jenkins is the one who do this things for you in the automated way. So so manager will contact to Jenkins or other teams, depending on how the environment would be. I don't want to discuss those things again. Okay, but let's say Jenkins the one, the duty is to get this code and send it to the IP 100. Okay, that's called, they deploy the code here. Okay, this entire process is called release the code to the production system that I will explain to you. So only thing that you have to know right now, okay, is will tell the Jenkins there's a T1 timeline is going on, and whatever the latest updated version commit you have, you find, just get the code, pull the code, clone the code, and release to the deployment, or send to the deployment. Also sometimes push to the deployment. This some term I'm using here. Okay, so it means now we know, or the manager know of my team, Tom, know that it means as soon as a new version come up in this timeline, okay, Jenkins is keep on seeing, or other automation tool is keep on seeing, they will pull the things and push to the environment. It means this timeline is very dangerous. Okay, dangerous in the terms is, as we trying to commit one more new version, so we should be very much cautious about that. Whatever we are committing, it should be full proof, full tested. Okay, till the time don't commit anything, otherwise the wrong code will go to the production. But we have to work on the new features that we explained to you. So as a developer, my name Vimal, for example, or developer Vimal, for example, they have to add more features. Okay, so they have to again keep on doing the commits. So in this scenario, what can we do? Okay, we can create one more timeline. This, let's say T2, different timeline. Okay, and in this timeline, okay, what can we do? Will because I want to work in my same code and to enhance this code. So I want my backup copy also. So all the copy what we have done till date means this entire code, entire commits. I also want this commit to be part of my T2 timeline. So this entire commit I copy here in T2. Okay, and now from here I start working. So you can think it is a different, they give you a different workspace kind of look and feel. I will see when we see, guys, they become more comfortable. Okay, so the entire V1, V2, V3 plus entire staging area, working area, and technically the entire repository, let's say we're copying in a different timeline. Okay, so what is timeline? When you go to this timeline, what do you see? You will see V1, you will see V2, you will see V3, you will see V4, something like this. So when developers start working on it, okay, on the new feature, and then they commit, so it will go to V5. Again, they're working on the feature, they commit, it will go V6. Again, working on the feature, V7. They keep on doing. So it might take 1 week, 2 week, 2 months, they keep on doing. But interesting thing is my automation tool, okay, they have an eye only on T1 timeline. T1 timeline. Okay, they only interested on this timeline. In this timeline, when new version come up, then only I will pull and send to a production environment. But here my developer is little bit smart here. In the C, in the form, this guy say, if I change here or commit here, my Jenkins will pull it and put in the production environment. I don't want this. But I also want the commits multiple time. So he copied the entire T1 timeline to T2 and keep on committing there. Maybe after a week or 2 weeks, then when let's say we commit to V8, we feel the entire feature what we're looking for is been tested, done by testing team, and thing is working fine. Now there's a time to release this code to the production environment. Okay, but for this, I don't want to go to my Jenkins tool and say, now my new code is there in the V8, get from here and get this code in from V8 in T2 timeline and pull and send in the production environment, right? Why? One of the reason is I don't want to, because automation means we set one thing and one setup, and just setup is keep on running. I don't want to disturb my setup. We can do and ask the Jenkins will do for you. You can do it manually also, okay, but there's no good meaning, a good reason to change your setup. Let's Jenkins keep on checking T1 only. So what I'm talking about, if you feel okay, if you feel your code has been done in T2 branch, this code V8 version 8 has been done, working fine. So here the role, let's say the manager role come of Tom. So what manager do? Manager will take this entire code till V8 and send this code and copy this code in the same timeline. Let's say let me give the new name here called V9. Okay. Interesting thing about the V9 is this V9 contain the entire code till V4 plus all the versions till V8. So this version contain, or this commit contain everything, okay, about the code with the latest update copy that is there in the T2 branch. Okay, and now because we have already tested V8, so latest data is there in V9 come up here with the latest updated tested code. And now because Jenkins is keep on eyeing on V9, so what happened, as soon as the new version come up, Jenkins will see in T1 branch new version come up, they will pull the thing, send to the deployment in the automated way, right? That's called CI/CD pipeline kind of thing that Jenkins do. Okay, and they will upload in the production environment. So guys, right now don't focus much in Jenkins, but I'm just giving this scenario so you can understand the power and the uses, right uses is of this topic. Even though the time I invested till now, I can complete the branch topic in that time. Okay, but I would like to first explain you the right use case, right? Because typically, what are the video you see in the Git, they talk of branch, they show you some command, they show you create the branch, and that's the thing is done, right? But sometimes very harder to understand some of the good use cases. Okay, for the real world perspective, what is the power of the branch and these topics. So I'm just trying to create that scenario so you guys can understand the actual use case, so properly you can use in proper way also. So in this entire process, this timeline is known as branch. So you can think branch and timeline branch is the same thing, but typically it is known as branch. So T2 timeline is also known as a branch. Okay, and every branch you can give a name. So I can give this branch a name called new feature branch, or dev1 branch, or feature branch. Okay, and typically this branch is typically known as feature branch because normally we create an extra timeline or extra branch, okay, for to adding new feature in our code. That is a reason creating extra branch is known as feature branch. And this branch, whatever name you want to give, that would be your choice. Just a name, new feature or dev1 or whatever branch you want to create, you can give and create. What branch contain? Branch contain the entire timeline, means all the data, your staging area, commit area, working area, especially the commit area, that branch contain. Okay. Similarly, T1 is also branch. T1 also branch. Okay. But this branch is known as the main branch, sometimes also known as master branch. Master branch. Okay. And typically is very common practice. Any kind of Jenkins kind of tool, we always connect this tool to the main or the master branch. Main or the master branch. Okay. Again, up to you, can change also, right? But typically we always connect to main or the master branch. And one more thing, guys, Git always maintain the entire timeline of the version inside the branch only. Okay. So if you want to create a timeline, okay, you need a branch. So it is compulsory to have the branch for this timeline of the commit area. Okay, that is a reason whenever you initialize Git first time, they will create one branch for you automatically. Okay, so one branch they will automatically create for you, and the name of the branch they create automatically for you is called master branch. So what I mean by this, as soon as you let me go out, as soon as let me create without the init command, let me create one more new project number 4. Okay, if I go inside this project, I don't have a Git here in this folder. Git repository is not initialized, but as soon as you initialize the Git, okay, Git automatically create one timeline for you, one branch for you, that's called master branch. Okay, without the branch, we can't maintain the versions, we can't maintain the commit. The entire commit or the commit, like it's called commit history, or the version timeline, maintain always inside the branch. Without branch, you can't maintain. So that is the reason when initialized, okay, Git automatically create the master branch, even though they will highlight it here also. And they're showing you in this Git bash, okay, that you are into the master branch. And if you're in the Git status command also, you see right now you are on the master branch. Okay, when you get logs, okay, they say in your current branch master, you don't have any commits yet. So all the commits, commit 1, commit 2, version 1, version 2, same thing is a complete timeline. They maintain internally in master branch, and every branch have their own timeline. Okay, and why we need the extra branch or the feature branch, you can say this is the one great use case I explained to you, and the same way I'm going to show you practically in a minute. This is how they work, right? Now in this case, whenever you create a new branch here, okay, so what happens as soon as you create a new branch, automatically entire timeline of T1 copy to T2, or automatically master branch commit area copy to new feature branch commit area. They will automate done as soon as you create the new branch. Okay, but when you are here at the V8, okay, you have to decide at what point in time you have to copy back this timeline to the master branch. Then you have to decide obviously how Git know. So we as a developer or managers decide, let's say there's a time to copy back to the master branch. And why we need a master branch, I told you, because normally a lot of triggers connected that will only pick from the master branch only. But it's up to you, you can change also. That's what the different point, but mostly the practices we always use master branch. Now in the simple term, I can say master branch is the one who will release the code to the production environment. Okay, so master branch is very critical. So we have to copy back this commit area to the master branch commit area. And guys, this concept is called merging. You have to merge back, or it's called merge or merging. So this concept is called merging. Okay, and now merging is just a one term, but there will be a lot of scenarios we can create here. Merging we need for sure. Okay, to get the data from the commit area or sorry, feature branch to the master branch or the main branch. So merging we need always, right? So after my feature is done, we merge it back. Okay, but there's a lot of scenarios. Okay, scenario, the way we merge is different. That's called merging strategy. Okay, so there will be a lot of merging strategy, recursive, fast forward, octopus, ours, theirs. So there's a lot of strategy. Logic is merging is this one, the way I explained to you. But scenario to scenario, if a small scenario change, the merging strategy, the way we merge, the process that's called strategy gonna be changed. So I don't want to discuss those strategy today. In my next class I will discuss, right? But because my plan here is to give you multiple main component of the Git and GitHub, so you guys comfortable with this tool, just practice somehow and this tool in more deep level, the way we whatever things we have done till date, I can say. So next weekend we will invest the time to go more deep into every topic, like merge strategy, more in GitHub, the core internal features and some other features also, right? So today we are going to discuss out about branch, how to create a branch, how to merge and other things also. But different strategies, merge strategy or use cases we're going to discuss with practical in more depth in the upcoming classes. That's what the right now the plan for merging here for today, right? So, but I believe you got the idea of branch. So let's go and create some branches here. Okay, so so for this, let me come out and I asked Git. I asked Git that that I would have to initialize new project. Let me give a project name called web app 1. This is just a project name, okay, or repository name. So I am into this repository or the workspace. Okay, and right now you are into the master branch. So in the Git, we have a command called branch. Okay, nothing is coming up, even though it's an option called -a. They will tell you about the branch, even though we have no branch here after of master, so they are not showing anything. Okay, but let's do one thing. Let's create some file to have some data, so I can show you this practical. We have a one file called web.html. I'm going to create. Let's say this first line I added. Okay, let me add git add command and git commit and with some comment first time. Okay, guys, I'm giving you proper comments. It will help us in some way to understand the remaining concept. Get first time from master branch. I'm just writing here with dot. Okay, let me add some more data. I'm appending new data here. This is bb second line and git add. Even though we don't require, we need mostly in the first time only, and the second time from master branch. Okay, let me add one more time. So timeline we are creating here. Okay, third line. Okay, commit third time from master branch. So technically, if you see, this is the timeline created in the master branch. Okay, timeline created in the master branch, right, with the commits. Now, maybe this is the main features we are looking for in our website. The feature is done. We ask our manager, so manager will contact to IT teams. IT team will write some Jenkins, this concept called jobs, and they pull the data and put into the servers. So let me clean this diagram very quickly the way I have created here. Okay, so now we have v1 version, then v2 version, and v3 commit. Okay, in a timeline of branch called master. This is what we have. Okay, now this so I don't want to do further thing in the master branch, the concept I explained to you. So let's say there's a time to create a new branch. Okay, and let me give a new branch called dev1 branch. You can give any name. So dev1 branch I would like to create. Okay, so how we can create the branch? So in the git branch we have multiple options, right? Even though you can see master branch come up, they were not showing that point in time because in my master branch I have no commits, so that maybe one of the reasons they are not showing what branches you have. So as you commit first time, okay, they start showing you now you have one branch called master. Okay, but only one branch we have. But if you want to create more branch, okay, then in the git we have a command called branch, and let me give a branch name called dev. Now interesting thing is if you create a dev1 branch, right, what happened? Okay, entire timeline v1, v2, and v3 will copy to this branch. It look like they copy, but in they're not copying, they're just giving the reference. Okay, a reference. So if you go to dev1 branch, so dev1 branch perspective, they feel this entire v1 comes to me, entire v2 comes to me, entire v3 come to me. I can see the difference. So normally whatever I do in the version commit, you can do everything from this branch. Okay, so they feel in their timeline or in the branch everything come up. Okay, but it look like that, but it is a pure illusion. It means internally what Git do to save our memory, right? They are only giving the reference to this dev1 branch. So just they're giving the reference. Reference means it is something like they're pointing to, if you guys know about pointer, something, some language, they are just pointing it to this branch. So your actual data is stored in the hard disk at one location only. Same data, your master branch is also pointing, same data, your dev also pointing. So one storage, multiple guys are seeing the same thing. You can think in this way. Okay, so this is what they do. As soon as you create the branch, you will see this. Okay, plus right now, one more small thing is the latest updated copy is v3. This is also called commit ID. And commit ID, I show you yesterday, very big in size, and that is a reason they give a last commit ID a name that's called head. So we can see here, if you can see here, let me run the git logs command here. So latest copy, okay, is head here. Or what this symbol says, now you guys might understood. This symbol say master timeline or master branch, right? Is right now is pointing to v3. And I told you guys yesterday, if you're pointing to v3, so all the data of v2 also come to you, all the data of v1 also come to you, because they linked each other. Yesterday I explained to you. So v2 is a parent of v3, v1 is a parent of v1. So if you see any data in v3, this data also come up, this data also come up, because they are pointing, because they are the delta part or the differential part. So because I explained you guys yesterday already. So master is pointing to v3. It means all the data that you have till v3 is available to the master. So this is what guys this symbol say. Okay, but what you will see as soon as you create a branch dev. Okay, so as soon as you create a branch dev, I again understand one thing. I am into my current repository. Okay, in same current repository, I'm going to create a new branch called dev1, for example. New branch created. Even though you can see also here git branch, so they can see now we have two branches. Okay, and this star symbol means right now which branch you are in right now. So because I'm into master branch, so this star say right now I am into the master branch. Okay, so the symbol means this, but now we have one more branch. But interesting thing is, if I run the logs command, you will see one big interesting difference here. Okay, so this difference say now master branch is also pointing to this head, dev branch also pointing to this head. It means it look like if you go to dev1 branch, I show you how to go inside this branch, but it look like dev1 branch can also see this version 3. Means they can also see version 2 also, they can also see version 1 also. If you're pointing to this one, whatever you have previously, it is also pointed, means already linked. It's like a linked list, those who know linked list kind of concept. So that's what guys I was talking about. So as soon as you create a new branch, okay, entire data will be given to you. It's not copied, but it looks like it is provided to you, so you can do anything over here. Okay, it is something like this. So so there one branch has been created, you can see from here. Okay, but how can I go inside this branch? Okay, this only created, they only pointed or connected to the previous data what we have in the master timeline or master branch. But how can you go inside? So we have a command called checkout. So I want to go inside my dev1 branch. So this is one of the way. Other way also we have to go in. So we switch to this branch because guys we are using git bash. So git bash give you this kind of visual also. They show you here dev1 is being shifted, but not other command prompt. You can see this. So only way to check which branch you are in, you can use this command, and they show you are at dev1 branch. Okay, but interesting thing is dev1 is a new branch. Interesting thing is, okay, because we created dev1 branch from the repository, so all the data from the master branch copy in the dev one, right? Your entire working area copied, okay, with all the content, plus your entire staging area copied, plus, right, your entire history, right, everything has been copied. Even though, let me run this entire history timeline, everything is copied to dev one branch. That's what the plan is, right? So dev one branch. Now this is what the scenario we was guys talking about. Now in this case, now it is the choice of the developer. Let's say the developer name is Vimal. So where this guy want to work. So obviously good practice is they will work in this extra branch, or typically known as feature branch, because the motto is to add a new feature. This feature add means it may be any bug that you want to rectify. It's also one extra code we have to create. So we have to rectify a bug. This is called bug fixes. So this branch is also known as bug fix branch or feature branch. Okay. So depend guys what the motto is. Creating the branch same, but motto, you should know the motto behind it. Accordingly, you can give a branch name also, proper name. So my bug fix branch, or add new feature branch, or login page branch, or authentication branch. So you can give a proper name. That will be a very simple point to understood. Now my developer started working on this. Okay, so this is the current data we have, and let's say my developer added one more new data in this file. Add new line by developer, right? So I added one new line here. Okay, and if you run the get status command, this time they are showing the status of dev1 branch. And it is been written, this file has been modified in the dev1 branch, but it's not in the master branch. Interesting thing is we are sitting in the one single folder only, but in this folder now this file have two different view. Okay, if you talk about this file, okay, this line added, but where? In the branch called dev. Okay, so in dev no, that's been modified. But if I very quickly shift back and check out to master branch, to go back to master branch. Okay, and if you run the git status command, okay, they're still showing something is modified. Okay, but what I'm trying to tell you here is just modify. But if I again go and sit back, because the data is changed on the hard disk, right? But what I'm trying to show you, because data is changed in the hard disk. Okay, because file is single only in the hard disk. We are in the same folder. What I mean by this, let me first very quickly go to my dev1 branch. So because we dev1 branch I added and updated this file, and I don't want to. Even the master branch can also see the file has been modified, because there's one single file in the hard disk. That file we are modified. Everybody can see it. The file has been modified, but I don't want to commit this file in the master branch, because as soon as I commit, this problem when I start, this commit will come over here. I don't want this. Okay, so data is changed the one single file, but you are going to commit in this branch. Let's say they will create a v4. Okay, what is the benefit you will achieve? That I will explain to you. If this commit come in this branch, in this timeline, my tool like Jenkins, they are not getting the data from feature branch. They only get from the master branch. So any tools that you normally use in the market, they ask you which branch you want to pull the data from. Mostly we use to pull the data always from master branch if the new version is gonna come up. Okay, so I'm into the branch called dev, right? And here I'm going to add this file, and then here I'm going to commit this file. Now you see very interesting things come up. Commit from dev1 first time. This is a comment I'm just putting here. Okay, now if you see here the status, now this branch is clean, nothing to commit. Okay, even though if you go and check in master branch, status, nothing to clean now. Last time they're giving the warning. But the interesting thing that you want to see is if you run that git logs command, okay, what you will see, what you see, not here. Let me run this first, this command, one line command to have a summary. So what you see in the master branch is still seeing 1, 2, and 3 versions. See here, v1, v2, v3. Only 3 versions master branch is see, can able to see. Okay, but if you go to, and I'm doing checkout on dev1. Okay, same command I'm running here. Even though guys you are in the same folder, right? Same folder, but you're running the same command. This guy is saying 1, 2, 3, and 4 different versions, and they're very clear. My dev1 branch is at v4, so my dev1 branch is connecting to v4. My head is connecting to v4, and it's also very clear that master branch is one. They are behind with one version. So this console is normally known as behind, and this is called ahead. So my dev1 branch is one version ahead of the master branch. So anybody try to get and copy data from the dev1 branch, they will have the latest copy till v4. Or anybody trying to get the data from master branch, they will have a copy till v3 only. That's what we are looking for. Okay, you can see by this way very clearly. Let me do one more time, and I'm in the dev1 branch only. In this file, let me add fifth line by dev, okay, of the code. Same thing, git add, and then git commit, second time. Okay, and again, if you run the logs command, you can see the dev1 branch has 5 versions they have, and there are 2 versions ahead of the master branch. Okay, so this is what you guys can see here. Okay, and right now if you see the data in this branch, you have 5 lines. We got 2 lines added by dev. If you just go and check out master, that everything is clean. Just in my area, everything is clean. If you talk about logs, so can you one line? Okay, we have only 3 versions in my area. Who can you show me about status of this file? Now guys, you can see this interesting thing here. Okay, one single folder, but in normally guys, till date, maybe I don't know, have you visualized or not? Let me explain you in this way. Let me go to my graphical GUI. Okay, and let's go to this folder where I created this particular workspace that is what Git training. Okay, right now I'm into this folder called web app 1. Okay, interesting thing is, okay, right now you're into master branch. Okay, if I open this file, this is just a web page because I give a name called HTML. If I open this file, okay, they are showing you 3 lines, first, second, and third. Even though I do Control U to see the source code, 3 lines we have. Okay, but just by, even though you can check from here, only 3 lines, but just by checking out in the new branch, dev1, same folder, same file, but you will see a different lines of code. That's exactly I'm looking for. Okay, even though you can see also here, right, without changing the folder name also. Now if I again try to double click the same file without leaving this folder, all right, now you see now 5 files come up, 5 lines come up. Let me do Control U to see the source code of this web page. 5 lines come up. Okay, so you can also visualize in this way. So one single folder, one single file, but different view we have, because with different branches is we manage this guys. But right now we have added one more branch that is called v5. Okay, v5. Then maybe now this is time to merge, and we feel now this is what I added. Now this code we have created in v5, we ask our testing team or the QA team, quality assurance team, they check our code, everything working fine, all the test cases we can add normally in the DevOps world, or CI/CD pipeline, right? So those who don't know, don't worry, in my DevOps proper class, when I start Jenkins in the DevOps track, we will talk about those things in very detail, right? I'm just giving you some reference to get some feeling about this branch topic. I don't want to take this branch topic as a simple class, because it's very important. Because if you know right now this entire process, the learning the rebash, one interesting concept, learning further merging strategy would be very simple for you if you know the context, the concept in this way. Now maybe guys, this time let's say we're planning to get this data back and put into my master branch, let's say in v6. Okay, so this, let's say this is the what things this is what you want right now. That's called merge. So how can you merge the data? So it's pretty simple. Wherever you want to merge, okay, you just go there. I want to merge in my master branch. Right now in my master branch, I don't have this data. Plus the main thing is I don't have all the 5 commits. Okay, so what can we do? There's a one command called git merge, and for where you want to merge, I want to merge for my dev1 branch. Okay, why? Because we might have more branches also. So to specify which branch you want to use for merging. Okay, and by default, all the data that you have added extra in the dev1 branch, you want to add same data as is in the master branch, where the scenario is master branch is not adding any data further. They're still waiting for you. Okay, and all the data you added here, you can see here, all data from the dev branch now come. Last time we have 3 lines. Now after merge, all the 5 lines come up. Plus, if you see here, okay, all the commits also come out, right? Now both the branches are heading to the same data or same version v5. Okay, so in this case, the way we merge is where our feature branches keep on updating the data, master branch is not updating anything, they're still waiting, and finally we are going to merge it. Okay, this is again one strategy we are using here, of merge strategy we are using here, and this strategy is called fast forward strategy. Okay, in this scenario, but some scenario change here. Okay, what I mean by this, I will talk about this topic in my next class. Then the way we merge would be different. Okay, but this is again one of the simplest scenarios. Sometimes happen. The master branch is sitting ideal. Feature branches keep on adding, and all data will take the entire data from the feature branch or dev branch to my master branch. So that is called strategy called fast forward. Even though you can see also here, when you merge, they say they are doing fast forward merging. Okay, where one file added with 2 lines extra added in this area. But some scenario change here, logic is same, but some scenario change here, the strategy will be different, or there might be some concept called conflicting gonna come up. It's called merge conflicts. So this also topic, guys, other merging strategy, conflict, how to resolve conflicts. There's a one topic I will take in one single flow in my, mostly maybe might not be possible today. We have other plans for today in my next class. we will discuss those points. But this information is important. That's what I explained to you, and entire data come up. Okay, even though guys, here you can use one more command called graph option here. Okay, they give you some extra details. Right now they have no much details, or maybe it's called decorate if this can show you any extra information. No. Okay, but this option guys is important. Right now they're not showing anything extra to you, but when I have multiple things to merge from here and there, then this options makes a lot of sense. So we'll see this option whenever I need it. But if you want to see some extra details, right now we don't have any extra detail here to see. So that's what they're not showing you extra details. Okay, but now it's very clear. Let me just focus on one single line. Now it's very clear over here is now this three we get from a master branch. This thing we get from dev one branch, and exactly same thing come in the master branch. Okay, and as soon as the master branch come up with this version, my Jenkins kind of tool, they get the data and release in the real world. So that's what happened. But still, this guy is again check out in the dev one branch, and still dev one branch, and start working on the further code. But typically it is a very common pattern. After we do a merge, okay, now everything come in the master branch. There's no need of this timeline. There's no need of this timeline. Because the timeline we create for as a temporary perspective means just to add some feature, and then merge back to this master branch, and then I don't need this branch anymore. So it's a very common pattern. We normally delete. Let me come out from here. Dev one. So normally, sorry, check out master. So normally we delete the branches. Okay. So branch, sorry, git branch. Okay, even though guys see the help, what options the branch content. So these are different options they have. If you want to delete, there's an option called delete, or okay, option D you can use to delete the branch. Dev one branch, yeah. So this branch has been deleted. So feature branch normally we add for new features, do something, and that's all. The thing is done, right? Now, how many branches you have? Master branch. Even though they show you are in the master branch only, but we have an option also show current. Also, what options we have? So they show you which branch you are in right now. The stars also say which branch you are in right now. But if you just want to have a specific name, which branch you are in right now, you are into the master branch right now at this point in time. Okay, so that this is very quick information about branching, how the thing works and how we merge, and that's what I explained to you. Okay, so but yeah, there's more detailed deep discussion on the branches, merge, and other things, rebase, we will discuss in some time. Okay, but I would like to quickly shift to the one more topic to give you some more core idea. Because if you have multiple topic knowledge, right, then connecting these topics then makes more sense to go for the next level in this training, right? Like, because I have to take also one perspective in mind that a lot of guys are new, so I'm trying to give some extra information to you how things work internally. Some extra small commands may be useful to you, or I am also taking way in this training as a context is most of the guys are very new in Git and GitHub, so I have to start everything from very zero. But motto is I told you yesterday. Motto is I will do as much as deep and advanced in this training as possible. But obviously you have to first cover our core concepts clear and clean. Okay, so till here guys, we have done with the merge and what I say. plus the this part of merging and the branching, right? Now, so point is how many branches you can create and as many as you can create, right? If you want to take a small example, just for checking yourself, you want to check by yourself. So we can get dev1 branch and dev2 branch. Can we merge these two branches with our master also? Can dev1 can be merged to dev2 and vice versa? Or from dev1, can we create one more new branch on the top of dev1? Okay, there's 2 or 3 simple tasks you can take from my side. Just see this. Right now we created a branch from master dev1, but from the dev1, can you create dev2 or dev3? Or there's two independent branch, dev5 and dev6, or two features branches can be merged together. Okay, so this is most more tasks you can try by yourself with the same commands that you can try.